got some preliminary stuff, that we're trying to, sort through, trying to appeal some of them. Some of them, you get, they're going to do what they do, but there's some of them that, I just think it's really hard. I mean, I just think it's really hard. You get attacked, and I don't know how you're supposed to respond. I mean, to be honest with you, and those are things. I mean, I don't know what you want. I don't know. Like that's part of like I don't understand how this wasn't cleared up before. I don't understand how this wasn't, once it broke the first time. I don't understand how we didn't get people off the field. I just don't understand how this happened. And what you're supposed to do. I mean, if you're walking down the street and someone punches you in the jaw, I would imagine you'd probably want to fight them back. So we're gonna deal with it. We're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna try to save as many guys as we can, because I think what happened is, I don't think we should have to be dealing with it, but we're gonna have to.
So, I mean, first of all, Texas State, you're not gonna face too many offenses as explosive as they are. So that's part of it. Okay. But it hasn't been the first game that you've given up. So is it just a technique issue? Is it a personnel issue? Is it sometimes, if you say it's fixable, how is it fixable?
Well, we're getting there's the same run scheme that's showing up week after week that we have not gotten corrected and gotten fixed. And I mean, I know we're working on it. We've got different guys in and out of there, and we're still not getting it fixed. Like, we've got to, I mean, it's not a secret what's happening. It's people are doing it. I mean, that's what they do. They watch tape, and the issues that show up, they're going to do over and over again. And we've worked it. We've drilled it. We got to freaking execute it and get the damn guys on the ground. We're giving up a double move every game. It's got to stop. I mean, it's got to stop. At some point, you got to play with technique and discipline. It's got to stop. Look, the reverse, the throwback pass, like I said, all right, I get it. The reverse for a touchdown, we should be able to get the guy on the ground. We miss a couple tackles. We have a couple guys that are loafing behind the play that don't get there. But I mean, we have one in tempo where they just run the ball right down the middle, and we don't get off of a block, and no one on the back end gets there to tackle it. So, there are things that, I mean, it's football. Like, you have to get off of blocks. You have to make tackles. You got to get guys on the ground, and you got to fix the damn schemes that keep showing up. And it's not that we're not working them. We're sitting there. We talk about it. It's an issue. We got to get it fixed. And you got to get guys to get down there and go make the plays and be focused on what's going to happen in those situations. I mean, you got some guys that are playing really good and making really good plays in situations. It's just the other night. I mean, yeah, they're very explosive. But, I mean, in cover 2, give up a bomb on 1st and 25 from the -15, goes down to the other 20. It can't happen. It can't happen. You get on the half and you go cover it. Like, it can't happen. I mean, the plays that are showing up over and over, it can't happen. Like, it's what you're supposed to do. Get down there and make a tackle. Either we're not down there far enough or we're not making the play. Get down there and tackle it. Like, it's showing up over and over again, and it's time to get it fixed because we're running out of time. And it's going to show up again this week. I mean, I know that. I know I would. So, yeah, it's all fixable. It's about getting in the right position, and it's about going and making a damn play sometimes. And, that's not happening enough.
Can this mini buy, or whatever you want to call it, rest-wise help Jalen, or where is he right now?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he's cleared to play. Just not as effective. So, yeah, I mean, I hope so. It needs to. The reality of it is this is just the most difficult part of it, is because there's things that you want to go out there and go do. You're just limited physically with how much you can really go and do physically. I mean, you go grind it out for 10 or however many days, and then whenever you turn around and get to the game, you're tired and beat up even more. That's not going to help us. So, yeah, I mean, the mental part of it has to be really big this week, but the physical recovery part, like, we got to get some of these guys back to playing the way they were playing earlier with the rest. And, yeah, I hope it helps, because he hasn't been as effective, which is part of it sometimes. But, we got to get him back to playing the way he was when he was in, midseason form.
Shelton Sampson had some drops first early in the year when he was dealing with a bad finger, and then he got hurt. Last 3 weeks, has this been the guy that you expected to see?
Yeah, it is. You know, I mean, it really is. It's a guy we saw every day in the spring, you know, off season, summer, fall camp. I mean, it's what we expected, you know. I mean, he's a mismatch problem. You know, he can win and press. You know, he makes plays down the field. He's got great hands. You know, you just live in a world. It's just we're so quick to judge everything so fast. You know, I mean, the guy never had a college catch. You know, and I mean, yeah, and he struggled a little bit early. You know, I mean, but God dang, man, I mean, you know, it happens. He was dealing with a jacked up finger and a pulled hamstring. Like, you know, I mean, you know, I'm glad we've got him healthy, and I'm glad he was able to bounce back. I'm glad mentally he was able to stay in the fight and stay in the mix for us because, you know, we just live in a world where everybody's so quick to judge what's happening when we got no idea what's going on behind closed doors and behind the scenes. And I mean, all this kid's done since he's got here has worked. He got here, he doesn't say a word. I mean, when you talk to him, I know y'all had him in here the other night, smile on his face, happy, great teammate, blocks his tail off on the perimeter. Like, he's been nothing but great. And he's really explosive too. And he's made huge plays. I mean, the 3rd and 13 play, you know, from the -17 between him and Lunch. And protection's great too and all that stuff. I mean, that's the play of the game. If we have to punt from the -17 at that point in the game, you don't feel real good about walking out of there with a win. So he's made huge plays for us, and you know, we're going to need him to continue to.
How cool was it to see Jaden score a touchdown after coming out the protocol for concussions?
Caden, yeah, it was really good. You know, good to have him back. It was good that it worked out. You know, Lunch made a really good throw under pressure, got hit. You know, did a really good job. Dale got him wide open. Dale did a great job, ran it off, cleared it out. Caden's in the right spot. Protection was really good on the front side of it. We lost one late. Lunch stood in there and made a throw. So it was really good to see him get that. You know, we got to keep working with him, you know, play a little bit more consistently the way he wants to. But having him back is huge. I mean, he's a really good leader for us, you know. And, you know, when he's playing his best, man, it's really good football. So having him back is huge, and hopefully this week we can keep building some confidence in him so he can go and continue to play better on the back half of the year. But yeah, it was pretty cool for him to get one coming back, you know, especially being a Texas kid. You know, that stuff matters, you know, to them, and I thought that was really good for him to get that. And certainly every point we got was big in that game.
So week 3 or 4, you kind of had to go back to ground zero on offense because nothing was working very well at any level.
Yeah.
But right now it is. Like, are you in a position offensively? And I didn't know if y'all were going to be able to win a 42-39 shootout, but you just did. So are you in a position where you can really kind of open up the playbook and take a next step that maybe you didn't think you'd get to this year, or are y'all not quite there yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 2 weeks on offense, we've kind of had to a little bit and been able to. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I thought where things were really in the Marshall game, that one surprised me. You know, I thought maybe playing Lunch was a little bit of a wrinkle. You know, people are going to prepare for that and try to, you know, have some things to stop that. I thought it was going to be difficult to score a lot of points. You know, we've been fortunate we've been able to do that, but I think defense has helped in some scenarios too, right, where you get short fields and you're able to score. Yeah, I mean, right now, you know, on offense, I think we're playing better than we really have most of the year. We're throwing and catching it well. You know, Lunch is making really good decisions. I mean, the 2 interceptions I thought were completely avoidable. I mean, there's careless turnovers, and then there's ones that, I mean, shouldn't happen. I mean, one of them we dropped to them. The other one, we just don't make a play on the ball in the air, and it bounces off of us, and they pick it. So the ball's where they need to be. They're in the right spot. You know, you got to make plays on the ball. I mean, you shouldn't have to be worried about, you know, in the fourth quarter running a naked and it getting picked off. You know, I mean, that shouldn't happen. So, yeah, I mean, on offense, we got to – I mean, look, Lunch is playing really good. We've got to let him take control of the game. He's got to continue to make really good decisions, and we got to keep making plays around him, you know. But, I mean – and they had a bunch of guys that did. I mean, Strother made a couple huge catches in that game that were really big on third downs. Charles Robertson had a big catch in a backed-up situation that got us out of, you know, the shadow of our end zone. Obviously, Shelton played really well, made some plays down the field. Bill Davis is really playing well right now. I mean, he is running the football really well. I mean, physical, downhill, making good decisions on wins and wins it over, when to get the dirty yards. So, yeah, I mean, I think we are. I think up front it's just as healthy as we can keep these guys. I mean, we've talked about it. It's kind of funny. I mean, Jax is the one that's still standing. And he's a guy that we thought all year we're going to maybe have to protect a little bit. Just how many snaps he played. So I think this week, try to get him as healthy as we can, to try to get to next Thursday. A lot of those guys are not playing close to 100%. I mean, Bryant missed a game. He's not 100%, but they're playing hard and they're selling out for us. So, this week that's the hard part, right? Is, how hard can you go? How much can you do versus how much rest do you have to give them? So, offensively, I think what we've been able to do is get them as fresh to the game as possible as an offense. And, our guys that are playmakers, that are players that we're leaning on, are making plays. And, that's we got to continue to do that the next couple of weeks.
How do you feel the team has handled the mental aspect of the game, from from the record that you have to now chasing that bowl game spot and just handling all the injuries and everything that has come with it?
I think they've handled it really well. I mean, I said this the other day, but I mean, I'm as proud of this team as I've been of any team that we've ever been a part of. I mean, the reality of it is, it's hard. It's hard to focus on a process when the results aren't what you want, and that's human nature. You do things and you expect results and you work hard at it to get the results you want. Human nature says, well, when those results don't go the way you want, you just kind of abandon ship, just kind of ditch all those details. And, we've asked them to kind of double down on those things. We've asked them to be more accountable than we'd been, not even off the field, like do everything the right way. And for a group of young people, I think to keep their focus and to continue to stay the course when it's really difficult and you're not getting results. And, it's one thing maybe if you don't have any expectations going into a season, but we had really high expectations going into this season. And a lot of things just kind of, for various reasons, just kind of just shifted the way the season started. I mean, for them to still be in this thing, to still be playing as hard as they are, to still be doing this, I mean, you can say, oh, you're supposed to play hard as football. Well, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. They work really hard. I mean, we've had to adjust the schedule 3 or 4 times this year due to, the issues that we've got, and they've attacked the work. They've done it better every week. Every week we've done it. They've done it as well as they possibly can. They show up on Saturdays and believe they have a chance to win. They play hard for each other. They care a lot about each other. They've never pointed fingers, never complained. I just think that's a sign of kids that are really mature. I think our coaching staff has done a great job of steering the direction that it needs to go. Talking about the things that are going to help us, not worrying about the things that won't. It's hard to do. I mean, it's hard to do. And you see, I mean, you're dealing with a lot of young people that, I mean, shoot, it's like anything. Some of the guys, they're expected to have great years. They're not maybe playing as well as they want to. It's easy to get selfish, right? I thought I was going to have all these catches. Well, it didn't work out that way. It's easy to get selfish. I thought I was going to be a starter this year. I'm not playing as much as I wanted to. It's easy to get. They haven't done that. And I don't know. That's a testament, I think, to the leadership in that locker room and those guys keeping this thing together. Because, yeah, I mean, we could be sitting right here right now talking about a totally different season where you're just playing for pride right now, and it's just trying to find a way to scratch out a win or two to try to create some confidence for some of these young guys for next year. But these guys are fighting tooth and nail to get to postseason, and it shows week after week, and doesn't get any easier. Every week pretty much gets harder. But I think it says a lot about those kids, and I think they deserve a lot of praise for the way they've handled some really difficult things this year.
What's the message for your guys heading into the last 2 weeks, knowing that you still control your path to the postseason?
It's week 3 of the playoffs this week. I mean, it's 2 down, 2 to go. So for us, it's going to be about all the things we can control. I think like I said, we've got to do a great job with our rest and recovery, and it's not just resting. It's not just it's active recovery, doing things that are going to help us get healthy, get back, be functional. And then there's got to be a lot of mental focus. Like I said, with defense, I mean, some of the things that have continued to linger, we've got to get fixed. And that's the only way you do it is to be intentional about it, to coach it with a lot of detail, and to accept the detail, accept the coaching, and put it into practice and figure out a way to go do it better. So, there's a lot of things that, offensively, we got stuff we got to get better at. Like I said, I didn't think, truthfully, I didn't think that was our best game up front, which is a good thing. Finding a way to score 42 points, right? But there are still things I think we can do a lot better, and we've got to continue to work those things diligently. Just we got to do it smart too, where we're walking the razor's edge of the work that needs to be done and the rest that we critically need.
So when you mentioned the offensive line earlier, because y'all had to water down practice because of the injuries and because everybody's been hurt on the offensive line, the fact that a lot of guys haven't played side by side, is that show up more in the running game, kind of not being together, the guard and tackle or the center and the guard, or is it show up more in pass protection?
I would say more in the run game, a little bit in the throw game, like the first 2 sacks, the first 2 third downs we had, it was the same pressure. And it was well executed by them. We just didn't do a very good job of handling it. A lot of that, when you're playing together, you bump things off, you stay on the same levels, you do that stuff. And, when you got different pieces in different places, sometimes you're not on the same page. But I would say more in the run game. We live in this league, there are no static fronts. It's every front is moving, and there's, in Texas State, they're playing. They brought a lot of pressure, but they brought some pressures they hadn't shown on tape, and they brought things from different places that they hadn't done. It's just playing more snaps together. It's getting more looks at it. We don't get as many full speed looks as we'd like to because of, just the way we got to practice things. So you try to walk through and try to slow it down. I just think at times it's hard to simulate the speed of the game. We can't do much good on good right now. You risk losing somebody in good on good scenario in practice. What good does that do you? So it's just we have to be really really diligent and intent in every walkthrough that we have, every scout period that we have, and trying to get the best looks we can. It's just kind of a little bit of a juggling act, but I think it shows up in both. I'd say more in the run game because we run the ball more than we throw it.